Long years ago, we made a tryst with destiny, and now the time comes when we shall redeem our pledge, not wholly or in full measure, but very substantially. At the stroke of the midnight hour, when the world sleeps, India will awake to life and freedom.
Mahatma had suspended the non-cooperation movement. 3rd February 1920, the Simon Commission arrives to the view. This act of 1919 was met with widespread protests as it had no Indian representation. The British, in their arrogance, proclaimed that Indians were incapable of self-rule and deciding for themselves. Lord Birkenhead, the Secretary of State, in response to the Indians' reactions, laid down a challenge at the House of Lords. The founding fathers rose to the occasion, and an all-party conference was convened in February and May 1928, led by Nehru. The committee drafted the Nehru Report in September 1929, demanding self-government under dominion status within the empire. But Quaid-e-Azam Muhammad Ali Jinnah rejected the report, stating that from then on Hindu and Muslim paths are different. He further countered the report with his infamous 14 points in March 1929. Meanwhile, the annual session of the INC was held in Lahore in 1929. Under the presidency of Jawaharlal Nehru, they voted for the historic resolution of complete independence and declared the last Sunday of January 1930 as Independence Day. The resolution gave the British Parliament the ultimatum that if they accepted the report by 31st December 1929, Congress would adopt it, and if not, they would insist on complete independence. December 31st, 1929, masses gathered around the River Ravi. The British have paid no heed to the ultimatum, and thus the Swaraj flag is proudly unfurled. The British freedom fighters were prepared for the fight. It was an event so monumental it would change the course of history itself. Elections were held in 1937 and INC came into power and formed ministries in almost all provinces. For the first time under the British rule, Indians could become directly associated with the government. The dream of Indians holding the power of the government and serving the masses have become a reality, but the chair didn't last long. The World War II was initiated. Congress ministries resigned in 1939 protesting against the government of their decision to involve India in the war without consulting Indians. Multiple attempts of involving India in World War II failed. With its end, the decline of British Empire became inevitable. Mutiny amongst the naval rankings and the Air Force was the final nail in the coffin. The cabinet mission plan arrived in 1946 to try and reach a settlement acceptable to all major stakeholders. The plan became the foundation for the establishment of the Constituent Assembly. For a total of 2 years, 11 months and 18 days, over 11 sessions and sittings for 166 days were held. The Assembly debated and discussed the various challenges facing the new nation. The ideas of liberty, equality, fraternity, and justice were embedded deep into our Constitution. On 26 January 1950, the Constitution was enforced in its entirety. It is the foundation of free India, which we have become so accustomed to. It is our duty as citizens to know it, understand it, nurture it, and defend it. It is our duty to remember so that we can build India of our dreams. God bless India. Jai Hind.